Now, how was your trip down? You weren't affected by any rampaging vegans that have been...
There's no road blockages now.
Yeah, and for
people that don't know, yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before? All the vegans decided to block roads in Melbourne and stop people getting to work, and then even some of them went onto the farms of farmers, and they just, did you see on the news, they were just getting animals and taking animals like small lambs and cows and putting them in trailers and taking them, where are you going to take them? Are you going to take care of them and feed them? And it's and then some of them went to the abattoirs and chained themselves to the conveyor belts. It's I would have just come in and turned the fucking machine on. It's these vegans are fucking out of control. If you don't want to eat meat or whatever, don't, but don't think you can control everyone else. And these farmers are going through a hard enough time now with droughts and everything else that, there's some family too, they had a coffee shop where they had a goat farm where you could interact with the goats. Kids come up because they milk the goats for the milk for the coffee and that. They don't kill them. So it's like a petting zoo type thing, but the goats had free range to walk around and kids come up and interact. And they went up there and now this business has had to close down, so 6 people are out of jobs and family.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so these people, they're just like fucking little terrorist type groups. It's if I was a farmer and you come onto my land, you'd hear a fucking shotgun, that'd be the last thing you fucking heard. I'd put up a sign, trespassers will be shot. So if you come on...
Especially vegans.
Exactly, you're going to get shot. Or I'd turn up the electric fence really high, so when you're coming across it, you'd fucking know it. So yeah, they're just fucking idiots. It's who gives a shit? They watch these little documentaries and stuff, then they go on this. And did you see them on the news? You talk about a bunch of pasty white looking sick fuckers that are probably all on fucking Centrelink and they mustn't have fucking jobs to go do this type of shit. It's who cares? And you've never noticed vegans too, it's almost like the new CrossFit. If someone's a vegan, they have to fucking tell you.
Yeah.
But before people would have to tell you they do CrossFit or they were natural, but now I'm a vegan. So even people say, I don't push my vegan views on people, but they walk around with vegan t-shirts on. It's what, I'm going to walk around with a t-shirt saying, meat eater, I eat steak. No one gives a fuck. If you're a vegan, good luck to you, but don't try and think that you can change the world. And they go, well, if we stop people eating meat, then they won't be killed. It's you're not going to stop everyone eating meat. Even if you change a couple, the cow or the pig or the lamb is still being killed. It's still being made into a meat product that's been sold at the supermarket. What you're actually doing is, this animal now is dying in vain. Because whether you like it or not, they're not going to stop killing the animals. But now if you stop people eating meat, that little meat's going to sit on the shelf and go bad and no one's going to buy it. So the animal died for nothing. So stop your fucking bullshit. People are going to eat meat if they want to eat meat. See, vegetarians aren't too bad. They're not as bad as vegans, but vegans are fucking nutters. And a lot of people just become vegans just because it's the in thing right now.
That's all right.
Before it was, a couple of years ago before vegan, it was what was the other thing? Gluten.
Yeah.
Can't have nothing with gluten in, can't eat gluten products, got to be all gluten-free. So when you go places, gluten-free products. And now vegan's the latest thing that fads are people going through. It's people just need to think for themselves and use their own minds and shit like that, but fucking hell. But then have you noticed some of these vegan people, I'm sure they wear leather shoes, probably drive in a car with fucking leather seats in it. Oh, where'd that come from? Do you know a lot of notes is made from animal products, so I guess you don't fucking spend money or touch money either, do you, stupid cunts? So there's so many things in life that animal products are used in that they don't even think about. They just think about, the meat in the grocery store, blah, 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 but yet clothing, shoes, their fucking handbags they've probably got. Even the watch they're wearing could have a leather strap on it, or their belt that's holding up their fucking pants while they're protesting could be leather. So don't come at us saying you were fucking bad for eating meat when you're a bunch of fucking hypocrites and a lot of the shit you have in your house, your car, in your cupboards is made from animal fucking products. So unless you're living out in the fucking woods in a fucking little stick hut that you fucking built, eating berries and drinking water out the river, shut the fuck up.
Oh, look, and
I don't want to look. They're fucking idiots.
I call myself a semi-vegetarian in that
No, you're just a fucking vegetable.
No, I don't eat meat for probably 90% of the day.
But when I do eat it, I eat a fucking lot.
I would never have eaten.
See, normal people eat like 200 grams at lunch of meat, 100 grams for a snack, that's 300 grams. For dinner, another 200 grams, and maybe breakfast, they might have had a sausage, 50 grams. So, in an average day, over 5 meals, I might have eaten 600 grams of meat. Sam, when he goes home for dinner, he has 800 grams of steak.
No, look, I think the answer lies, if they want to get I mean, you'd be a classic example. Say if you eat 600 grams of meat, if they had a bit more of a sensible message and said, oh, look, maybe if you try these meals and something.
Well, I think what they did the other day, it turned people off.
Yeah, exactly.
The way they protested, like, it's good if you want to protest, go into a mall or somewhere and just give people, like you said, proper stuff. Like, here's some pamphlets on it, here's some different things on the good or the bad that can happen if you eat too much meat, or the animals. Because, like, face it, Australia, they try and crack down. We've got very strict laws here on cruelty to animals and
yeah, you're right. Here we go.
And all that sort of stuff.
Dairy products and
dairy products. Thank you. The vegans will be going mad now. Yes, that's cappuccino milk. Poor cow had to get fucking milked.
No, this.
Yeah, but what they did is stopping people going to work and then breaking into farms and breaking into businesses and causing people financial damage. That put people off, and you saw a lot of the response. Everyone yesterday was writing on Twitter. They had 2 steaks, they ate more meat pies, so it had a reverse effect rather than just try and, educate people in a good manner, in a proper way, going about it like in a terrorist type way.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just going to have the wrong effect, which it did. So there are actually some people that said they were vegan, but now they did that, they went and had scrambled eggs. Because I think vegans don't have anything, do they? They won't even have egg products, or I don't know.
Well, that's what I think is, and once again, we're lucky in Australia because our farming conditions are a lot better than I think, obviously Asia and even the United States.
Yeah, because I'm sure there are places where they are cruel to animals and shit. You look at some of those countries like China and that, where they fucking, some of the shit they do to animals, boiling dogs alive and shit like that.
Yeah.
Skinning animals alive. Yeah, if there are, I can understand if there's places in Australia that do that and you got proof of it, sure, protest, but do it in a proper way. Because, okay, sure, we don't like to think of animals being killed for food, but sadly that happens. Animals do get killed for food, but they're sort of bred for that, sadly. But like I said, when you see cruelty, I didn't see them going to any halal places and protesting there where they just fucking slit the throats and stuff like that. So, a lot of these places now are done humanely. Whether, there's a humane way to kill something, right or wrong, you never really know, but you just hope it is, that big spike to the head really quick and stuff like that. But, I'm sure there are places that do try and cut corners and stuff like that. I've heard stories about even some RSPCA places where they say they put the animals to sleep and put them in big rooms and just gas a whole heap of dogs because it's cheaper. So, if there are people doing it wrong, I say, come down on them and look into it and get them to do it the right way. But like I said, the right way to kill something, well, there's never really a right way, is there? But the most humane way possible, you can do it. I wonder why they call it humane when it's an animal. It should be like animal mane, shouldn't it? Humanely would be like if you're putting a human to sleep, because we're humans, but an animal should have a different word for it. Well, look at that, Sam. Come up with a new word, please, for that.
Well, I remember it was on YouTube, an animal activist, they were protesting and there was a Victorian farmer and he had a dairy farm and he said, this is all nonsense, these, my animals are so well looked after, the love coming in to get milk. And, they get, and he's saying, he goes, like, we all know that if we stress the animals, they're not as productive. So, their whole life they're getting pampered and fed.
It's like happy wife, happy life. If your wife's not happy, your life isn't productive.
Yeah.
And she's not productive either. She won't do fucking shit.
So, at least Like I love my dairy products. I love my eggs.
Love your ice cream.
So there's no animal. Well, there's no dairy in ice cream, is there?
Oh, yeah.
But
you can get that non-dairy ice cream.
But that there's no, that's I guess a middle ground for vegans, and
that's why I didn't understand these goat people. They were taking the goats when it's like they're not killing the goats, they're just milking them.
They're probably really well looked after. If they're in the wild, they'd be snapping their ankles.
Imagine if like fucking 5 a.m. in the morning and then maybe 6 p.m. at night someone come along and fucking milked you twice a day. You'd probably be happy, wouldn't you?
Oh, that's every day here.
Well, Matt's not here right now, so the fucking milk's building up.
But no, I just think I don't understand the dairy and I don't understand the egg thing. But
because they won't have any of that, will they?
But if I was a vegan and I wanted to do something,
it's like, to me it's like Good Friday when people won't eat steak and red meat but they eat fish.
No, I actually reverse it.
Do you have?
Because my theory is, in biblical times, they ate fish because you'd throw a net in the thing and you'd be able to pull them out really easy, where to raise a cow would be, they'd be a lot rarer.
That's providing you live near the fucking river or sea. But what about the ones that don't live near there?
But now it's switched around. Like, it's harder to catch a fish. A fish is more of a treat for us.
Look at the price of seafood.
Yeah. So really, if you want to sacrifice on Good Friday, you're better off eating red meat.
Lamb chops.
No, a cheap cut, like sausages.
Oh, cheap cut. Frankfurt's.
Yeah.
The sausage sizzle from Bunnings.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's your...
Yeah, but I can never understand that. Why fish? It's like, well, it's still an animal that had to die or whatever, but that's like, who made up that rule?
Yeah.
I think it comes back to, there was a guy back in the early times of Jesus, right? And he went to the butchers and had an argument with the butchers. Now this guy could have been like a high priest or something in the churchy type time back then, and he had an argument with the butcher on a Friday, and he said, fuck you. He's like, no, fuck you. He's like, fuck you. He's like, well, you know what, when I go to church on Sunday, I'm going to tell people never to eat fucking meat on Fridays because you treated me bad on Friday. I'm going to send all my parishioners down to the fish market where my friend Joseph owns the fish market, so on Fridays everyone's going to go there and you'll go out of business. So that's how it all started. Over a simple argument from the guy that ran the church, didn't like the butcher, had a big argument, so he said, you're not going to eat meat on fucking Fridays anymore, because that's the day we had this argument. Yeah. And they all went to the fish shop instead. Yeah. There you go. Anything else you want?
No, look,
History with Lee, we call this.
No, and you've made plenty of comments about other religions and practices they follow. Well, I'm the same. Like, Christianity's just as bad with certain things, and
they're all fucking nuts.
And these sort of things, they might have had some meaning 2,000 years ago, but
even beyond that. And what I don't understand is too, you look at religion today when they get the Bible and they try and work out the Bible, because now we have things. If you took someone from back in the biblical times and put them here right now, they'd be like, fuck, their brain couldn't compute half this shit, like a mobile phone or TVs, or because things back then were so basic. So you can't take our mind today and take it back to their time and try and decipher the shit that they were thinking about back then.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you can't think with our head back in those days what they were trying to say or do or shit like that. It's like when you look at the pyramids and that, when they go in there and they look at all this shit on the wall and they're, oh, this means such and such. Now, we could get somebody from back in the days who built the pyramids and wrote all these hieroglyphics, and this guy's saying, this means this and that, and the family. The guy would probably be standing there going, what the fuck is he on about? We put that up there because he liked birds, and the ocean there of the fish was because he loved fishing, so, when he died, we just put some pictures of fish up there. It's like, we're trying to interpret that with our mind, when back in the day, half the shit that's on there probably doesn't mean fucking shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to make it into something that, like I said, if the guy that did it, he'd probably be standing there laughing, going, what the fuck are you on about? That's like, like if there was a Jesus and he come back today, we have all these people interpreting the Bible, and he was sitting there, he'd be like, what? What the hell are you on about? Half of that shit didn't happen. Yeah, it sort of happened that way a bit, but I didn't walk on water. It was just down there at the ocean, and I got my toes wet walking along, the edge of the sand. It's like, how the hell did you come up with me walking on water? Maybe I was walking through the desert, and that mirage where it looks like there's water. I was walking on water. So, if you could go back in time, half the shit we think we know or what it means doesn't mean that at all. So, like I said, that's where you've got to keep an open mind. It's like, you just can't, take. People take it as gospel, which you can't really. If you want to, good things that can come from it might be, be nice to people, do unto others as you want to do unto yourself. Just the general messages, but all the other stories, I think we should just leave them as stories and don't try and work out what the hidden meanings are, because no matter what religion it is, you can twist it for good or you can twist it for bad, or you can just make it out to be what you want it to be, and in the end what happens? People kill each other over religion because my God said this, your God said that, my God's better than your God, and blah blah blah, and we kill each other. So if there is a God, he'd be looking down going, what the fuck are you doing? This is meant to be about peace and love, but yet all they see is hate and wars and fucking someone's fighting over the Gaza Strip and this bit of land, it belongs to us, no, it belongs to us, now this is the Holy Land. And to me it's like Jesus was about love and peace and shit, and you look at where Jesus come from, over there in the Middle East area, somewhere around there, they're always fucking fighting and at war and killing.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is meant to be the holy place, the holy land, and it's meant to be peaceful and love. And like, you go to Fiji, I think Jesus come from Fiji, because you go to Fiji or places like that, the people are happy, they're friendly, they're smiling, they're glad to see you, and they just love and hug, and everyone's just happy and laid back and chilled. You go to where Jesus come from, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Boom, fucking launch a missile over, we'll launch a missile back. Fucking Jesus, fucking Christ. It's like, see, so if that's where he come from, I'm sure he's not too happy about how his neighbourhood's turned out. When I was young,